Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Coffee Chug, and this is a new video series. This is You Don't Know What You Don't Know. So that's been a common phrase that myself and Pat Burrows from Art Studio Gallery has kind of been using as we've kind of tried to figure out this building the space and trying to weave arts into STEM education, everything in between. And so I've been getting a lot of questions in terms of what in the world are you actually doing in 212 STEAM Labs? Like, what is it, and what are these classes that you're offering in October? And so I thought I'd just make a short little video here explaining what we have going on in October, because we've got a lot of amazing, exciting things. And so let's dive into it. And so the first thing that I want to talk about is we have a new 3rd and 4th grade class, Robotic Halloween. And what we're going to be using for these awesome kids is a Makey Makey kit. And so it's a little kit like this. It works, it's pretty smooth. It looks almost as kind of like a joystick. And what you do is you literally can just plug this into your computer, and your computer will recognize it right away. And then what we do is we create a circuit. And so we use a ground, and this is all the things that we're going to teach in the class. And we basically use the body as the ground wire for the circuit. And by holding this down, I can right away start to control, basically this becomes a keyboard. The beauty of this is we can start to do a lot of things. And so we can use all these different outlets and prongs, and we can start to connect other alligator clips to anything that's conductive. And so you can see stuff that people have made banana keyboards and pianos. We're going to do everything in return of Halloween. So we're going to show kids how a circuit works, how to actually manipulate this. We're going to use some Scratch programming software, and we're going to be creating all sorts of Halloween props to make lights light up and things move with motors, or just even programming sounds to trigger on the keyboard using the Makey Makey. And so this is a perfect device for 3rd and 4th graders. And so dabbling in just a little bit of, in terms of computational thinking thought, a little bit of coding with Scratch through a graphical interface, so we're dragging blocks, not line coding, which can be a little complicated, and having them create a lot of things evolving around the theme of Halloween. And so that class is going to start here in October. We've got a few kids already signed up, and if you're interested in doing that, make sure you do so we can make sure we order enough parts. And with that class, as with all classes that we're going to have in October, if you have your own device, it's going to make life easier. You're going to be able to save your own program. If you don't have a laptop, then we will provide you one, but you won't be able to save your work and use that work at home. And then the Makey Makey is also an optional purchase. If you want to keep it, you can pay for it. Otherwise, you can just use the ones that we have here in class to help reduce the cost, because I know how expensive everything can be. So that's what's happening in the 3rd and 4th grade class. So hopefully that gets you excited. We're going to be making some ghosts and some pumpkins and getting things moving and grooving with sound effects and all sorts of awesome things as we get going with that. So that's brand new, getting ready to launch here in October. The other class that we're doing for our 5th through 8th grade kids, as well as we're having a high school class, and we're also having an adult class. And all of them are going to be doing the exact same thing. We're going to be using this really amazing Arduino kit. This is actually a clone. And I realized that with Arduino, and not a lot of people know what it is, this is what it looks like. It's right here. And what this is a microcontroller. And so to put it kind of layman's terms, this is really like a very small computer. And what we're going to be doing is explaining and showing you what this is, how it works, and then we're going to be creating a series of circuits and actually doing true line coding and actually teaching you how to code. Not just saying download this code and voila, it worked, and you don't understand why it works. But we're going to walk you through that in a series of the 4 classes. And so we're going to start explaining the Arduino, getting it all hooked up to your computer or the computers that we have. And then we use a breadboard, so we don't have to solder, we don't have to do anything permanent. And we'll just use these wires, and we'll teach you how to create circuits and hook things up, and then teach you how to communicate to the Arduino, sending commands to this, which is coding. And we're going to start by having you learn how to turn an LED light on and off through a variety of different commands, expanding that into multiple LED lights, because your pumpkin that we're eventually going to be covering is you're going to be carving a pumpkin, and the jaws are going to be snapping. They're going to open and close using the Arduino. And so we'll progress from LED lights, which could be your pumpkin's eyes if you so choose, to then learning how to program a servo motor, maybe even a DC motor if that's the way you want to go, to get the jaws to open and close. And then we'll carve all that in there. And so a lot of times what I've found doing this project, a lot of kids have never even carved a pumpkin. So teaching kids how to use a knife and actually how to carve a pumpkin in the first place. And then for those that like the challenge, you have ultrasonic sensor. So we can code your pumpkin to, when it senses detection or movement, to automatically open and close. We can add sound effects. There's just a whole options of things that we can do depending on your skill level and how far you want to take it. But we'll be starting off with the Arduino. This is a small computer and teaching you how to code it, moving into LED lights, moving into motors, and then getting your pumpkin all outfitted and ready to rock and roll. And the beauty of this is we're going to continue to offer Arduino classes beyond this month. And so this is just going to lay the foundation for some of your simple skills so we can start to get into more advanced projects down the road for you. So it's a lot to squeeze in, but it's exciting. We want you to feel really good about the work that you can do. So that's what we have happening in our robotic Halloween, robotic pumpkin classes for all grades. 3rd and 4th grade, introduction to the Makey Makey. This is just the start of what we can do with Makey Makey. 5th grade through 8th grade, as well as high school, as well as the adults, working with this kit, the Arduino, getting you the basic skills leading up to the pumpkin. This kit will be available for purchase. It's a super cheap kit. We can get it to you relatively inexpensive. Most kits like this run between 80 to 110 bucks, and this kit I have been able to found that we can get it much cheaper. You're not going to be able to find it much cheaper than what we have here in terms of the high quality, and that can be something that you can keep for yourself or just use the ones that we have here. And the same thing with this, if you have your own computer, especially with coding with Arduino, it's going to make your life a lot better because you can save your code, you can tweak the code, you can continue to work on it between classes. But if that's not an option for you, we'll provide the computers so you at least have a platform to work and develop those skills. All right, guys. I hope this brings some clarity. I hope it helps you understand kind of what it is that we're going to be doing in October. And if you continue to have other questions or things that were happening and going on, feel free to leave us questions. So we're going to get going. I'm going to end this video and I'm going to start the sample. I've got a pumpkin here and I'm going to see if I can turn this gourd into a ghost, because as much as I know a few things, I don't know it all. And it's always good to keep pushing the boundaries. All right, guys, stay awesome, stay good. If you're watching, I can't see you, but thank you for tuning in, and I hope this gets some interest and excitement, and hopefully we get to see you in class. All right, guys, until the next episode of You Don't Know What You Don't Know, stay awesome.